Prayer for hope today. Lord, help me to hear you saying, I am your hope over all the other voices. Lord, your word says you are the hope for hopeless. So I'm running to you with both hands stretched out and grabbing onto you. Fill me up with hope and give me a tangible reminder today that hope is an unbreakable spiritual lifeline. God, you know those things in my heart that I barely dare to hope for today. I give them to you. I trust them to you and ask that you, because I know that you can do more than I could ever guess, imagine, or request in my wildest dreams. God, you are my hope, and I trust you. Amen. Welcome back to Teachable Moments with April podcast. I am your host, April. This is Mindful Mondays, and I'm your host, April Love. Today we're going to do something a little bit different in this particular episode. I am going to include last week's Mindful Mondays devotional first before we move to review, before we move on to the next one. I hope that's okay, and we will listen and we'll come back. Inspire, host, create, explore endless new possibilities, next level broadcasting. If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and so many more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. Download the Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. Create Your Own Calm, a journal for quieting anxiety by Miralee Patel. Okay, for today we're looking at a quote that goes something like this. The source of a true smile is an awakened mind. From peace is every step. And in the picture it shows like watercolored pictures of pine trees and like a rosy either dawn or sunset. It's very pretty. Now the activity for this particular devotional is two things. What color does your stress feel like? And it says paint or color it here. And then the second activity is what color does your calmness feel like? Paint or color it here. So what I take away from this is that with all things, colors signify different things, and we associate colors with emotions and feelings and so forth and so on. So the two questions, not just for you, the listeners, but also for myself, is what color or colors do you associate with stress? And what color or colors do you associate with calmness? Now, I can answer right away for calmness. Is different shades of blue. It's calmness. I think that's why a lot of times, not to be funny, people, including myself, bathrooms. Bathrooms are often, they're different colors, but my own bathroom over the years has been different shades of blue because you go there to take a bath or a shower, to put on your makeup, comb your hair. So it would be a place that you would find calming. Also your bedroom as well is another place that you would use certain colors that that speak to yourself, to your spirit, and that is very calming and comforting. Not just calming, but comforting. For me, my bedroom is in shades of like a light purple and blue again. My favorite color is green, and then my second favorite is blue. So that plays some part in it. For stress, I've never really thought about what color stress is, but that will definitely be my homework for next time when we come and talk about this particular devotional and move on to the next one. So the question out there is, what color is stress for you? What color do you associate with it? Color or colors, and then calmness. My answer, I already gave you my answers, is blue, different shades of blue, which also can be associated with water and the sea, right? The river, the seas, and so forth and so on. And I'm thinking that I probably, when I come back and we talk about this next Monday, maybe give a little bit of what they call color therapy. I think I might have talked about it before, but I will come back and we will discuss colors as well and what they may mean. And different colors can incite or provoke or invoke or inspire different emotions. Just like if you're getting ready for work or you're getting ready for an event, depending on what it is, if you're going out with your girls or your guys, if you're going out date night, if you're going to, a concert, you tend to stick to not just colors that you personally care for, but also the feeling that you want to convey and how you want people to see you. So I do agree with that. For whatever reason, when I think of stress, now that I'm thinking about it for a second, the first thing that comes to my mind is red. I don't know why. Maybe because red equates fire and possibly anger. I know when I had a book that unfortunately I left at my previous job, I had a coloring book that I spoke of, I don't know how many episodes ago, and it was supposed to be for meditation and to relax, and it had like different types of like I can't think of what it is now, but it was taught the therapy behind colors and your brain, and how your brain processes certain colors, shapes, and different things like that, and even different wavelengths. And if I'm gonna look back in my own episodes and pull up that particular episode, and I had the book for a while, and then more recently, within the past, it seems like 2 months now, time really flies, I had started to work in it every afternoon. So usually when I would have the clients and they would have their leisure time in the afternoon, I would also pull out my book, and then I would do things in it. And I just remember the looks on the clients' faces. They would laugh and they would look over my shoulder and they say, "You got one of those books too." And they would tell me I was doing a good job, or they liked the colors that I was using. But it's very interesting what colors, and you're not really thinking about it. I wasn't really thinking about it, and I would just kind of sit still, or as still or quiet as I could possibly, with everything around me, and just like lay out, the communal markers that we would have for the particular room, or a room that I was in, and then just kind of let it lead me, kind of go with the moment, and just pick out, not give a lot of thought to what colors I would use. And then I would date it. I remember dating it, putting the date in the corner, and then just move on to the next one. So what colors for you do you signify or identify with stress, and which ones do you identify with being calm? Create Your Own Calm, a journal for quieting anxiety by Miralee Patel. So today we're going to look at the quote or devotional, "Be curious, not judgmental." The activity for this particular devotional is believing you can do something comes from a place of curiosity and confidence, while believing you should do something comes from a place of judgment. Learn to approach yourself with a can instead of should. So the two words we're going to focus on is can and should. So believing you can do something comes from a place of curiosity and confidence. This is the preferred place we want to be, versus should, which has something to do with being judgmental or coming from a place of judgment. This is a place we want to try to avoid. Okay, so the first question is, what is something you feel you should do? The next question is, why do you feel you should do it? Now, I feel like that these two questions are things that I personally kind of deal with or battle with every day, and I can only speak from the vantage point of a woman. Being a woman, a lot of times females feel this often, what we should be doing versus what we could be doing or can. A lot of you guys, you are mothers, grandmothers, wives. You may have partners and so forth and so on, where you work, where you fellowship and go to church. There are things that you feel like you should be doing versus what you could be doing or can be doing. Okay, do you want to do it? And then it says yes/no. So that's a question. So once you come up with examples, whether they be past or present situations, then you ask yourself, do you want to do it? Yes or no? And then the last one, if the answer is no, what can you do instead? So nothing really comes off the top of my head. And a lot of times I say that and then something comes to me. This time, actually, there's a lot of options here, and I am going to ask you guys, as well as ask of myself, is to think about these questions, and I'm going to repeat them again so that when we come back, we can discuss it. So the first one is, what is something you feel you should do? So that you're going to have to narrow it down, including myself, to one thing. Then the second question you're going to ask is, why do you feel you should do it? Then the third question is, do you want to do it? Yes or no? And the fourth question is, if the answer is no, that's if it's no, what can you do instead? What is the alternative to that? I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Thanks for listening to Teachable Moments with April. If you did enjoy this episode, I invite you to come right back to check out my podcast and my other episodes. Don't forget to listen, add us to your favorites, and support by clicking on the link in the description. As always, be blessed and be well. Until next time.